Hey, listeners, you better turn off that radio right now. Go right ahead. Why don't you go back to your sports betting on your iPhone and go completely broke and become a gambling addict? It's a pretty hard addiction to cure. In fact, once you do become a gambling addict, there's no pill, there's no nothing. There's only a 12-step meeting. So try that after you've lost your house, your car, your wife, your kids, all your savings for your retirement. Well, that's what gambling addiction does. And sure enough, all those fat cats, the Republicans really, the Democrats are in on it too. We're all in on it. We're going to steal every penny you have through gambling addiction. Now you can gamble, sports bet on your phone 24 hours a day. Whoo! Who do you think's running those dang gambling websites? I'll tell you right now. That's all the mafia. Sorry, they're still very real. Of course they are. They've just gone deep, deep, deep undercover, and you're never going to figure out who they are. But I know exactly who they are. I'm going to walk right up to them and say, hey, enough of this, but we're working on that. Anyway, for tonight's show, we're going to take a break from our usual dance music, happy, happy fun times, and I'm going to tell you a very true story about a local Austin guy named James the Just. James the Just. You ever heard of the word justice? Well, he's James the Just. Also, James the just means he just don't give a F about nothing. He really doesn't. That cat, he never met a guy. He really should have joined the Marine Corps. That cat, he does not care at all about anything except for one thing. Justice. He does care a lot about justice. That's why we all call him James the Just. Very simple. If you have a problem of any kind, go right ahead and call 911. See if they can help. Go right ahead. Everybody's like, I'm going to call my lawyer. Go right ahead. Tell your lawyer to giggle my name and he ain't going to take the case. So if 911 can't help and the lawyer cannot help, and really, you don't want to be calling your brothers and your cousins and whatnot because the way they do it will not be just. It's right there at the opening scene of The Godfather. That is the opening scene of The Godfather. The point of The Godfather is to bring justice to people who the police and the lawyers and the courts cannot help. That's the whole point of that opening scene. So, around here in Austin, and really all over Central Texas, we got this guy named James the Just. And if 911 can't help and lawyers can't help, which is all day, every day, if you can somehow get a hold of James the Just and tell him what's going on, all he needs is a street address and a description. And then, problem solved. Isn't that cool? What's a James the Just story? I know a million of them. I'll tell you this. I'm pretty sure I'm the only one who knows his actual, birth certificate name because I have a copy of his birth certificate. That's him. Number two, I'm pretty sure I'm the only one who knows where he actually lives. Pretty sure I am. I could take you right there and we can hang out with James the Just and do a little barbecue. He does not drink. He does not smoke. He does not use intoxicants of any kind. He don't want to do that. He just doesn't. He's not into that. What he's into is justice. Justice swift and sure. Justice swift and sure and infallible. And you better do what James the Just politely suggests, or, in my experience, people, and they look at him and says, here's what we're going to do. It's very fair. In my experience of him, have I ever called him? I called him one time. Well, sure enough, he worked out a fair agreement where all the parties were equally happy and pissed off. That's called a good negotiation. At the end of the negotiation, if everyone is not equally pissed off, then that's not a negotiation. So sometimes James the Just does call me because I know about lawyer stuff, the law. If we can resolve it in court, that sounds good. That's what we pay our tax dollars for. But old James the Just, really, he just thinks it's funny. He really thinks it's funny, and he's a really good, he's by far the best-hearted human being I have ever met. James the Just. Where does he roll up with? How does he find out where you are? Can you do a description of him in court? Can you do like a little drawing of what he looks like? I don't think so. I really don't think anyone can do that. James the Just. Let's see. The few times I have given him a street address and a description, just for fun, I parked kind of like a half block away and just kind of hung out to see what would happen. That one time, what was it? Also, absolutely, he only rolls around in weird vehicles. He never uses the same vehicle ever. He's always in these weird vehicles. How does he do that? Very simple. Everyone knows he is James the Just. That's how he gets all these weird vehicles. Good luck running those tags. Good luck running those tags. Good luck catching James the Just if he doesn't want to be caught. It's just impossible. It's like that old cartoon. Oh no, don't throw me in the briar patch. Well, that's James the Just. He's funnier than Bugs Bunny. He really is. He is Bugs Bunny. Good luck messing with Bugs Bunny. And James the Just is just like that. He just thinks the whole thing is funny. There we go. There's a rap. Just like Bugs Bunny, James thinks it's funny. He really does. So it's just how we amuse ourselves. Oh me, I don't think I'm gonna call James the Just unless I really have to. Anyway, whoo. I also know James the Just's family, and they all know me very well. And we're all trying to take care of James the Just so he can keep it right on rolling around all of Central Texas, achieving justice. So, James the Just, if you're hearing this right now, come on over and we will play. What does he like to do? I'll let him DJ maybe a little bit. What he really likes to do is be DJ, and he's a very good DJ. There's a hint. Anyway, this has been a very short little story, 7 minutes long, about a very real man in Austin named James the Just. If you have any questions about James the Just, go right ahead and email me. My email is rwrushing@gmail.com. And in the subject field, write James the Just, and then I will try to answer all your questions without revealing anything about him. If he hears that I did reveal one single thing about how to actually find him, then he would really disappear, and he'd come back with a completely different name, different everything. He's done that before a few times, and then nobody knows who he is. And then after a while, hey RW, I want to be a DJ. Good old James. This has been RW Rushing Overnight, featuring your host RW Rushing, brought to you by Cool Arrow Productions GmbH out of the Walloon section of Belgium. Sponsored by... Well, let me think. Who wants to sponsor James? Oh, definitely. I got it. Sponsored by KLM Airlines, now featuring direct flights from Austin to Amsterdam. Old James just sure would love to go to Amsterdam, but he's too busy doing real justice in Texas.